Prime Minister Narendra Modi is inaugurating Atal Tunnel, which falls under Rohtang Pass on 475-kilometer Leh-Manali highway in the first week of October. This is the longest tunnel at an altitude of over 10,000 feet in the world. This tunnel will reduce the distance between Leh and Manali by over 46 kilometers. The project was given go-ahead in year 2000 by the then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee. To win over these treacherous rocks in these Himalayas, the construction teams and the engineers had to face multitude of hurdles. In 2003, 42 laborers lost their lives when they were building a temporary road for this tunnel in the initial days of the project. To know more about the problems faced inside the Himalayas and to win over these treacherous rocks, we spoke to Colonel Parikshit Mehra, who is the project director from the BRO. Here is what he had to say about the project.
This tunnel is the first, or Rohtang Pass is the first pass, on the Manali-Leh route, and it is the most treacherous pass. And since this was the first pass, it was very important for our country to make a tunnel under this pass to be able to, go ahead with the connectivity towards Leh. And we had seen this dream somewhere in the 80s. The escape tunnel is built into the main tube itself, and technically it has been very challenging for us because we crossed a 600 meters, almost a 600 meters shear zone, which is one of the largest shear zones crossed by a highway tunnel in the world. Subsequently, after 10 years, today we stand here, the tunnel is connected, and this is the longest tunnel above 10,000 feet in the world. There are a lot of challenges that we faced. First of all, the North Portal was connected only for 5 months or 6 months in a year, which meant that we could work only from two ends, and the north end, which was in the Lahaul Valley, was accessible to us only for 5 to 6 months in a year. So that itself was a challenge, to connect a 9.02 kilometer tunnel only from two ends. So we broke through in December 2017, and when we broke through, or when we connected the two ends, the temperature inside the tunnel used to be 50, more than 50 degrees, because we were almost 2 kilometers under the mountain. So it's a very deep tunnel. Mm-hmm. It was extremely challenging to work, and when we actually connected the two ends, the temperature dropped by more than 30 degrees that day. Which itself was amazing, very difficult to work. In the last 500-600 meters, our laborers had to do 2-hour shifts. We couldn't keep a lot of people inside the tunnel all the time, and we had to keep rotating up our people who were working on the excavation phase. So that was challenging. Before that, in the second year of working itself, we encountered the Seri Nala fault zone. We knew that we would have a fault zone. We knew that we were crossing under a Nala. We were about 500 meters under the Nala, but the rock mass was much worse than what we expected. And that 587 meters took us 4 years. And the rest part of the tunnel to excavate also took us 4 years. So you can imagine how difficult was it to cut through that. Now this is one of the largest shear zones crossed by any highway tunnel in the world. It has given us amazing technical lessons, and it has given us an experience wherein we are sure that we can do tunneling in any conditions in the Himalayas.
The Atal Tunnel may have reduced the distance between Leh and Manali, but seamless connectivity to Ladakh throughout the year is still a challenge. Several other passes in these mountains receive heavy snowfall for over 5 months, which cuts off the Ladakh from rest of the country for around half the year. A Ladakhi politician from Kargil, Sajjad Kargili, wants that several other such tunnels should be built in these mountains so that Ladakh doesn't remain disconnected from rest of the world in the winters.
रोहतांगला टनल बेसिकली ये अराउंड 9 किलोमीटर टनल है, लंबा टनल। कहा जाता है कि तकरीबन 48 किलोमीटर जो ट्रैवल है वो रिड्यूस होगा मनाली से लेह का। लेकिन मुझे नहीं लगता है कि इस टनल के बनने के बाद भी लद्दाख को प्रॉपर एक्सेस मिल जाएगा विंटर में, क्योंकि अभी और 2 ला ऐसे हैं जहां जो है वो रोड कनेक्टिविटी बहुत ही नामुमकिन है, और जहां सिर्फ और सिर्फ टनल के द्वारा ही उस दोनों पासेस को थ्रू किया जा सकता है, जिसके लिए अभी काफ़ी टाइम लगेगा। इसके बरक्स अगर आप देखेंगे, यहाँ ये जो जोजिला टनल है, जिस पे अगर आप गगनगीर से सोनामर्ग के दरमियान जो टनल है ऑलमोस्ट कंप्लीट होने जा रहा है, जिसमें थोड़ा गवर्नमेंट को सिंसियरिटी के साथ सीरियस एफर्ट लगाने की ज़रूरत है। उसके साथ साथ जो जोजिला के अंदर प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी ने 2018 में जिस टनल का इनॉग्रेशन फाउंडेशन स्टोन रखा था, अनफॉर्चुनेटली अभी तक काम शुरू नहीं हुआ।
With the opening of the Adal tunnel, the areas of Lahore, Sipiti and other surrounding villages will see an economic boom and job prospects for the local will also increase. However, the influx of tourists and other people with the easy access to this tunnel will also cause an environmental challenge and may result in the fast melting of the snow. The inauguration of this tunnel is also strategically important as it comes at a time when India and China are engaged in a face-off in eastern Ladakh at the height of 14,000 feet. This tunnel will prove important for the movement of men, machinery, artillery, arms and ammunition and ration for the troops who are stationed for a long haul in Ladakh. Hakeem Irfan for Economic Times.